Good evening and welcome to Sunset News this Friday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather, and sports. I am Glenora Shipura. Getting into the news tonight, the former Minister of Justice and Fish Road accused, Saki Shangala, believed their judge, Moses Shinhengo, is incompetent. This follows after Judge Shinhengo rejected an application for leave to appeal just over a week ago in connection with his refusal to recuse himself from the Fish Road trial. Shangala, who qualified as a lawyer, intends to drag Shinhengo to the High Court to remove him from the case. Now he wants the High Court to answer 7 questions related to Shinhengo's involvement in the trial. Among other things, Shangala questions whether it is appropriate for a judge to continue to be the presiding judge in a trial in which they have been requested to recuse themselves, and a petition in this regard has been submitted to the High Court. Shangala and his co-accused James Hautukilipi and Pius Mwatulelo threatened in March to involve President Nangolo Mbumba in a court case if he extended the term of Shinhengo, who was born in Zimbabwe, or appointed by him. They were of the opinion that Shinhengo's appointment was illegal because he is not a Namibian, nor was he serving as a judge in Namibia when he was appointed as a presiding judge in their trial. They are also hot under the collar as Shinhengo was 68 years old when he was appointed, which is over the retirement age for judges. Shangala said he wanted to be heard by a competent and confident court, and he believed Shinhengo did not fit that description. He said this during a court appearance last week after requesting that their notice of motion be sent to the Supreme Court. At the start of their trial, the judge entered their pleas as not guilty, regardless of the defendants' opinions that they could not proceed with the trial without legal representatives. Shangala argued that this decision infringes on the accused's rights to a fair trial by an impartial and competent court. Meanwhile, the case is constantly delayed by a variety of issues. Nigel van Wyk made a request to the High Court for Shinhengo to be overruled from the case after he was not granted permission to appeal in terms of Shinhengo's ruling on his application for leave to appeal. Following this decision, Shangala further questioned Shinhengo's credibility and asked whether a judge in a criminal case is not obliged to stop all proceedings in relation to the case when they are asked to remove themselves until the issue is settled. Now, the hearing was adjourned until July the 5th, and the accused remain in custody. Getting into our next story, a former gender-based violence investigating officer has been found guilty of murder, malicious damage to property, assault with intent to do grievous bodily harm, and housebreaking for crimes committed against the mother of his children 3 years ago in June in Keetmanshoop. Morgan Plaatje stabbed Yvette Sharon Lau, the mother of his children, multiple times in her residence. They had an on and off relationship, and Lau had a protection order against him after they rekindled their relationship in 2019. Plaatje, who served in the Namibian police for 18 years as a detective in the gender-based violence subdivision with the rank of warrant officer, allegedly made death threats to Lau, causing her to flee to a neighbor's residence for refuge. However, he pleaded not guilty to the allegations and denied creating the impression that he was capable of carrying out those threats against her. Now, according to the neighbor, Isalinda Fries, she had often seen the couple together with their children despite the 2-year protection order. However, on one specific day, they had an altercation following cheating allegations he heard about her. In May 2021, at about 11 p.m., I was at home when I heard Lau shouting, "Beat me as you always do," to Plaatje. The neighbor recounts. I immediately went outside and called her to come to my house. I instructed her to lock the gate behind her as he was chasing after her. Fries called the police thereafter, seeing the fright and shock on the deceased's face. During cross-examination, she denied being coached to say that he threatened to kill his lover, maintaining that she heard him uttering those words. She further explained that upon his return to Lau's house, they heard noises resembling the breaking of items. Later, they discovered that he had damaged her TV, leading to the malicious damage to property charge. When the police arrived, he remained calm and behaved as if nothing happened. At the case of the state's case, he chose to testify in his defense as he was the sole witness. He admitted that despite the protection order, they had met on numerous occasions in public, sometimes to give maintenance money for their children. She also visited the farm and would stay there with the children for a few days, he added. Now, according to him, he went back inside the house to collect his phone, and out of anger, he hit the TV set to the ground. When the police arrived at the scene, I relayed the situation and they left the premises. The court had to rely on the testimony of a single witness while also considering the rule regarding hearsay evidence. Plaque argued that the presented evidence was neither credible nor probable. He contended that the element of imminent danger was absent and that the deceased could not have felt subjective fear at that time. The Public Enterprise Ministry has appointed a new board of directors for the National Petroleum Corporation of Namibia, NAMCOR, effective the 1st of July this year. Now, according to a statement issued by the ministry, the distinguished group of professionals brings a wealth of experience and expertise across various sectors, reinforcing NAMCOR's commitment to excellence and strategic growth. Florentia Amwenye was appointed as the chairperson of the board and is a seasoned professional coach and human resource executive with a robust background in human resource transformation, strategy development, and implementation. Teresia Havases was appointed as the deputy chairperson of the board and serves as the general manager of information technology at the Social Security Commission. Other members of the board are Godfrey Ngaisiwe, who is an accomplished geophysicist with over 20 years experience in the mining industry, Oscar Capello, a chartered accountant and the deputy executive director at the Finance Ministry, and Anna Libiana, who has 15 years of experience in petroleum regulations, energy management, and pricing. She works at the National Energy Fund. Also on the board is Triumphus Hiwelepo, who is a seasoned business and IT professional with over 25 years of experience in the oil industry. The ministry said it is confident that the combined expertise of these individuals will greatly contribute to achieving their strategic goals and furthering their mission to be a leading player in the energy sector. The outgoing chairperson of the Central Procurement Board of Namibia, Amon Gavetene, says the government's open bidding process has led to it enjoying more savings and also gives credibility to the bidding process. Gavetene made the remarks during his last press briefing recently, where he gave an update on the CPBN's activities over the last year. The thing that makes it difficult to direct procurement, it means it will direct most procurement to open advertised bidding, which then it becomes a competitive bidding process and the government will pay market-related prices, saving costs, and so on. But most importantly, it is a system that has potential to save everyone, especially for those who have an interest in doing business with government, Gavetene said. The bidding process further lends itself to transparency and gave bidders enough leeway to challenge successful bids awarded by the CPBN if they felt hard done by. Gavetene further added, "Now, as a bidder, you have enough safeguards if you know that the process has been unfair," he said. It follows recent challenges lodged by bidders, most notably a recent High Court judgment which has set aside the Central Procurement Board of Namibia's CPBN choice of the company Cost Farm Investment to supply pharmaceutical products to the Ministry of Health and Social Services at a cost of about 1.3 billion Namibian dollars. This was a victory for businessman Shapa Kanyama since he filed a review application to have the tender award set aside. The company Africa Pharmaceuticals Namibia, owned by Kanyama, filed a review application in the High Court after its initial tender award was changed and substantially reduced by the board when it reconsidered its earlier decision. On the other side of the break, we'll be taking a look at our entertainment news. To stay with Sunset News.
Welcome to Namibia, where adventure meets tranquility. With Enjoy, you have access to a wide range of accommodations to suit every traveler's taste and budget. Experience the finest dining and hospitality Namibia has to offer. Booking your dream accommodation is just a few clicks away with Enjoy. Join thousands of happy travelers who have trusted Enjoy for their Namibian getaway. Your gateway to unforgettable Namibian adventures. Visit us today at enjoy.my.na.
Veteran Namibian artist and activist Nikki Marais opened her exhibition Bearings on Thursday, the 30th of May at the National Art Gallery of Namibia, officially inaugurated by multidisciplinary artist Dinomoholo Ndilula. The exhibition will run until Saturday, the 6th of July, featuring new large and small-scale paintings on canvas produced over the course of 2023 and 2024. Let's take a look.
The work is held in collections here at the National Art Gallery of Namibia, at the British Council in Namibia, the Buddha Institute, and is held in private collections across the world. This collection, as Mendinda said, the Bearings collection, features new large and small-scale paintings inspired by Marais' relocation from Windhoek to Oranienburg in 2023. The works incorporate symbols from a new environment, including desert triangulation beacons and motifs from the artist's muse, John Mafangelo. The exhibition reflects Marais' need to find her bearings in a new place and a new experience, blending new and familiar symbols in complex compositions, and speaks to her personal journey. Ladies, gentlemen, gender non-conforming folk, I am honored and pleased to invite the lady, Nikki Marais.
Last night, a taste restaurant, Jura Inn, held a pre-launch event for the third Deep in the City festival, scheduled to take place from September the 7th to the 8th later this year. Now, tickets went on sale today via web tickets at a pre-sale price of 70 Namibian dollars. Applications for stalls are now open. Let's take a look at this video on that.
We're no longer just small event planners, but a full-fledged team of festival organizers. Our commitment to sustainability and inclusivity became core values with eco-friendly initiatives and efforts to ensure accessibility for all attendees. Looking forward, one of our primary objectives for this event is to seamlessly integrate our esteemed sponsors into the proceedings, ensuring their invaluable contributions are highlighted and recognized. As our festival continues to grow, its founding spirit remains unchanged. A celebration of music, community, and shared joy. Each year builds upon the last, bringing new experiences and memories. We remain dedicated to fostering an inclusive, vibrant, and sustainable event that brings people together, transcending the challenges of the times and celebrating the enduring power of music and community. Thank you all very much.
That was the marketing and PR coordinator, Shahida Sakarias, who shared more about the festival. Now, on the other side of the break, we'll be taking a look at our community talk to stay with Sunset News.
Are you tired of just hanging around at home while waiting for something to do? Check out eticket.diary.my.na for what's hot on the social scene across the country. Or if you're arranging an event you'd like us to feature, contact Jareen at we.com.na. We can sell your tickets too.
David Akub, organizing committee member of the Nama Cultural Festival 2024, highlights the vibrant traditions and community pride showcased in the upcoming parade at Siblachte Bridge in Keetmanshoop. Let's take a look.
So, Guten Morgen, everyone. We are currently live reporting to you from the Tape Bridge on the B1 road as we are getting ready as Nama people to start with our parade. This will include horses, there will be a donkey cart and different Nama clans. I see the Heikoa clan is also here and so on, and we'll be marching down all the way to the Westdene Stadium where we'll be hosting the official event of the annual Nama Cultural Festival. This is the 2024 Nama Cultural Festival, and we have gathered here under the theme and that means we are striving towards unity as Nama people, and that will be all that you can expect. It will be great. The atmosphere is great. The band is also here. The choirs are here. The traditional groups are here, and this is the annual Nama Cultural Festival.
Let's take a look at our economic news. Mobile operator MTC says it has seen a moderate increase in its revenue despite challenging macroeconomic and geopolitical conditions. This follows the release of its interim financial results for the interim period ended the 31st of March 2024. For the period under review, revenue increased by 5.91% to $1.57 billion for the period under review, due to the demand for high-speed and value-added managed services, which contributed to the market expansion of mobile and enterprise revenue. The company said for the period under review, MTC reported an unaudited profit after tax of $362 million, while headline earnings per share was 48 cents. Earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, and amortization decreased by 4.9% to $700 million from $734 million in the same period last year, due to increased indirect and operating costs. Despite the moderate growth in revenue, the operator conceded that a legal matter regarding its regulator and ongoing efforts to register its members had led to financial outflows. MTC found itself having to cough up an additional $59.7 million in levies owed to its watchdog, the Communication Regulatory Authority of Namibia, CRAN, following the outcome of a Supreme Court ruling earlier this year. Let's take a look at our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 23.80, against the euro at 20.31, against the US dollar at 18.68. 2 Namibian dollars and 58 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, gold, copper, and Brent crude oil went down, while platinum went up. Brent crude oil trading at 0.25%, going for $82.09 per barrel. After the break, we'll be taking a look at our international news.
Connection. It's in the human touch, the feeling of belonging. It inspires us and empowers us, creates clarity from complexity. It starts new conversations, unlocks the power of advice, and makes an impact on your life. At Alex Forbes, we pioneer insight to provide you with advice that connects your decisions of today to your impact tomorrow.
Getting into our international news, as reports are coming in the South African national elections results, which took place on Wednesday countrywide, more than 63% of the votes have been announced. The results are not looking good for the ANC. The ruling African National Congress Party is in the lead at over 60% of the votes counted. However, it is falling short of a majority. The party had always polled above 50% in all elections since 1994. The Democratic Alliance sits second, while former President Zuma's Umkhonto Wesizwe MK party currently third. With all the votes counted and declared, the party has lost its outright majority in Northern Cape, a sparsely populated province which has Kimberley as its biggest city, a place where British colonialist Cecil John Rhodes made his fortune from its diamond fields. In the vote for its provincial legislature, the ANC got 49%, followed by the DA's 21% and the EFF's 13%. These shares are also reflected in the Northern Cape's vote for the national parliament. We don't yet have the final results from South Africa's two biggest provinces, Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal. But the ANC is expected to lose its outright majority in Gauteng, while it could be pushed into second spot in KwaZulu-Natal by the breakaway party led by former President Jacob Zuma. So there would probably be coalitions in at least 2 of South Africa's 9 provinces, along with a coalition at national level. The Election Commission has 7 days from the date of the elections to announce the results. Ahead of the polls, the IEC said it will announce final results on Sunday, June the 2nd. We now take a look at our weather predictions. Katima Mulilo can expect sunny weather conditions with a minimum of 13 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 34 degrees Celsius. Oshakati can expect a minimum of 10 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 27 degrees Celsius. Oranjemund can expect a minimum of 7 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 15 degrees Celsius, while Handys Bay can expect a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 16 degrees Celsius. We now take a look at our sports news with Ari Hohat.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with tennis news first. It's the end of week 1 in Roland Garros, the French Open. News from the men's side is that Casper Ruud, the number 7 seed, he's had a tough 5-set game against Alejandro Fokini, but he beat him. It is Casper Ruud, number 7 seed, through to the 4th round. Then also Helge Rune, number 13 seed, also a very competitive game for him, also a 5-setter, and that went to 7-6, a tiebreak in the 5th set, beating Fabio Coelho, also to go through to the next round. 2 more seeds that's through to the next round is Alex de Minaur of Australia. He's 11th seed, and also Taylor Paul. He's also through and still in the tournament together with Novak Djokovic, the number 1 seed. On the women's side, it was Mira Andreeva. She's very young still. She's 17 years old. She beat Victoria Azarenka. She's the 19th seed. She's beat her in 3 sets, 7-5 in the 3rd set. A great achievement by Andreeva. She's from Russia. And then Emma Navarro of America, 22nd seed. She beat Sara Irani, 6-2, 7-5, also to advance to the next round. The top 3, top 4 in the tournament, actually still in the tournament in week 1. In the women's side, Iga Swiatek, also Reina Sabalenka, Elena Rybakina, and also Coco Gauff, all of them still in the tournament going into week 2. Moving on to golf news, it is the women's US PGA that's started. First round is done. The big news there is that Nelly Korda, the world number 1, really struggled in the first round. She played 80, that is 10 over par, and on one hole, par 3, she played 10 shots. That was for just that hole, 7 over par. Leading at the moment is Yuko Sada of Japan, 2 under par 68. The score's not too low. It is a thick, rough and difficult greens at the golf course, and that is in Lancaster in Pennsylvania. Southern African interest, a good performance by Cassandra Alexandra in the first round. She's tied for 15th with a score of 71. That is just 1 over par. Also Ashley Buhai of South Africa, 74. She played 4 over par. And to conclude today's international sports news, it's the T20 World Cup for men that will start over the weekend. That is in New York or in America and in the West Indies. It's the opening game that will actually be in Texas, in Dallas. It's America, one of the hosts, the co-host, that will play against Canada. That is on Sunday. Namibia open their tournament. That is on Monday early morning, 2:30 in the morning. That game is, they play against Oman, and that game played in Barbados. And then South Africa also in the tournament, and they will play their first game also on Monday. That will be against Sri Lanka, and that game is later in the afternoon. That is 4:30. That is a better time because it's played in New York. Captain for South Africa in the tournament is Aiden Markram, and he was also the captain 10 years ago of the under-19 South African team that won the under-19 World Cup. Good players in the team for South Africa that played well in the IPL. That is some to mention is Tristan Stubbs and also Heinrich Klaassen. South Africa will rely strongly on them. In South Africa, besides playing Sri Lanka, they will also play the Netherlands, Nepal and Bangladesh. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day and sport weekend, and we talk international sport again on Monday. Goodbye.
Are you tired of just hanging around at home while waiting for something to do? Check out eticket.diary.my.na for what's hot on the social scene across the country. Or if you're arranging an event you'd like us to feature, contact Jareen at we.com.na. We can sell your tickets too.
with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook, on all the NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, oneuptwo.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25 every weekday and Sundays from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. I am Glenora Shipura. Have a lovely weekend.